I'm out here with my actual, should I do the fedora like this? Should I do this the look right here, right? I'm saying? Like I'm about to sing some, and I'm saying, you rock my world, you know. I'm sorry. Should I do this one? Like this? Maybe like this one. Get the beat Nick going. I don't feel like this look is working. Just do a regular dad hat. Okay. Much better. Posing people for pictures can be tough. Posing other people for pictures can be even harder if you don't know what you're doing. As a beginning photographer, we struggle with things like lightings and light modifiers and camera settings, and the list goes on. Having to deal with how to pose somebody is something that you don't really want on your plate. You just want to be able to know it off the back of your hand. So in this video, I'm going to give you a few tips to help you do that thing. You need help with posing models and all that other stuff, or posing for yourself, or just in pictures or selfies or whatever the case may be. Watch this video. I got you covered. Don't worry about it. But we're going, at the intro, we're going intro. It's been a long time since I did this. Like this whole, you know how long it's been. Put the intro. Phone Talk family and good people of Earth. I am Charles of CJ Images, and no, I do not eat pineapple on my pizza. I'm sorry. It's been a while, guys. I just want to say hey first. Let's say hey. Hi. How have you guys been? It's been so long since I've had the chance to talk to you. Have you been good? Have you been well? Have you been safe? Have you been keeping up with all of the sanitary things? You know, washing hands, gloves, mask. Put your mask on your face. It's not a chin guard. Nevertheless, one of the things I struggled with in the beginning as a photographer was how to pose people or pose myself for pictures and all that other stuff. So I figured I'd make a video to give you guys a couple of my tips, my favorite tips, if you will, just to give you a hand and maybe help you out so it doesn't take you forever to know how to pose somebody in the picture and all that other stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but we're going to get into these tips. I think it's 5. I'm not sure if it's 5. Don't quote me on that. Well, you can quote me on that because it's my video. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Tip number 1. I got one finger in the camera. You see that one finger? I'm sorry, because it's the first tip. It's tip number 1. Give your model something to do with their hands. You can really throw off a photo or a pose in general just by having hands all over the place that don't really make sense. When I talk, I'm very vocal with my hand. I speak with action. This is like a thing. I look like Busta Rhymes in his old videos, the woo-ha and stuff. But I speak with my hands because I don't really want my hands to be down here. We just monochromatic. We just speak like this. It's very monotone. Just hello, my name is Charles. I got to do something with my hands. It's like an interaction kind of thing. That same interaction goes along with photos. You got to give your model something to do with their hands. Worst case scenario, if you don't really know what to do with the hands, if they have pockets of any kind, slip them right in. Pay attention to the hands. Figure out what you want them to do, what you want them to touch, and all this other stuff. Play with them. Make them be open, closed. I said open. Make them be closed or open or soft or tough or, you know, different things with the hands. But make sure you pay attention to the hands. Give them something to do and they will do that. That sounds weird, but it's the truth. Tip number 2 is to learn your model's good side. I said 2, but this is 4. 2. Number 2, learn your model's good side. No matter if they're a professional model or have never modeled in photos ever before in life. Everybody, when they take photos, point to a specific side. Whether it's a head tilt or a head turn or something like that, they have a side they prefer. If you look on their pages on Instagram or Facebook or just see pictures of them before, you'll notice they're leaning towards a specific side. For some reason, psychologically, it gives you confidence that you look good a specific way. So if you know the model's good side, you'll know which way to turn them to get the best results. First, after you catch a bunch of photos on their good side, then you can play with the rest and just have fun with the rest of the photo shoot. Have a fun with the rest of the photo shoot. I know I heard that right. Tip number 3, or tres if you're Spanish. Tip number 3 is to act it out. Now listen, as a male photographer, this part is really weird for me sometimes, but it's a whole bunch of fun. A lot of times you'll have a pose in mind that works for the scene or works for the shot or whatever the case may be. And telling a person how to do what you see can be kind of tough sometimes. So act it out for them. You may have to turn and twist your hips and straighten up your back and do all this other stuff. This goes hand in hand with you actually knowing how to pose somebody who doesn't know how to pose themselves. So if you have something in mind, show them how to do it. Mirror it to them or do it side by side That way they can copy exactly how you did it, and now we have a flow going on. Once they got the pose that you see in your head, then they're good to go. You just snap the shot, and you're there. See how easy that was? Tip number 4 is to convey some emotion. Sometimes you'll want to shoot a photo that has a lot of mood in it, like it's very dreamy or it's very dark or there's a theme behind it for some reason. And that's fine, but you don't want the model's pose or facial expression to be counteractive or counterproductive or not in line with the photo that you have in mind. Oftentimes it's very helpful to convey emotion or tell your model to convey emotion. That way they kind of know how to get into the mental of the pose that they should be doing. Some of the best actors in the world make for the best models because once you tell them how to model or what to do or what this photo means, they can switch on an emotion based on their acting prowess to be able to do just that. The last thing you would want is some really dark or really contrasty, moody shot where the model's just smiling from cheek to cheek, looking like they're at Chuck E. Cheese. Is Chuck E. Cheese still a thing? Is that still around? I don't remember seeing an open Chuck E. Cheese. We'll check that. If you have an emotion for the shot that you have in mind, try to tell them or explain to them the emotion and not so much the pose. If they understand the emotion behind the photo, then they can probably get into their own head and bring out a good pose for themselves. You may not have to do too much, but still, it's nice to have emotion in mind. Tip number 5. Five time. I've been watching wrestling lately. I don't watch wrestling, but I watch wrestling. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 would be to find the light. What do I mean by find the light? That's an interesting question. I'm glad you asked, even though I asked, but I'm glad you asked. Finding the light means to pose your model or turn them in the direction of the light, whether it be the sun or an actual light that you own. You have to turn them to that light. Right now, I'm being lit from this side. The light's coming from right here, right there. Can you see it? Bang. So because the light is overhead and to my left, your right, I think, if I'm getting that right. Because it's that way, it would be beneficial for me to pose this way if I'm actually posing for a photo, because now the broad side of me is lit. If I would have turned away from the actual light, then the back of my head is lit very well, but my face is falling in darkness a little bit. Like I look like an anime character. I'm falling in darkness just a little bit. You see this? The example is much more prominent if you don't have all these other extra lights and stuff like that, and it's really set into the camera. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, there are rules to that lighting situation. Some rules can be bent, others can be broken. So if you want to go for something dramatic, turn them away or two or whatever. Just turn them in a way that gets the actual shot. Doesn't matter where the light is, as long as you get the shot in mind. But because you're a beginner, I would advise you to turn them towards the light. That way, the majority of them, or the important parts of the photo, are lit properly, and you get a good shot. Getting the shot is your job, and that includes getting the right pose for the right photo. So have these tips in the back of your head, and you'll be all right. It takes a little practice, that's for sure, but we all have time to just practice on our craft. If this is what you love to do, you have time to practice on these things. Try taking them one by one, if you will. It doesn't matter, as long as you get the shot, right? Just saying. Now I'm gonna go, because I have other things to do. If you've been paying attention at all, you'll notice that light on the side of me went out in the middle of the video. I don't know when it went out, but it did. So I got some stuff to work out, some kinks to fix, or whatever the case may be. Hopefully, the audio works from this video. I've been trying to record this video for about 3 months. I'm not even joking. So I'm gonna go fix all of this stuff. Yeah. Stay home, stay safe if you can, and keep on clicking. Bye. I'm looking for notes right now, so I'm looking for notes. Don't. I write notes for my videos. No. Ha! I found it. I got an Android. So, whatever. Photog family and good people of Earth. I forgot what it was. Photog family and good people of Earth. I need to write down the intro to the video. That's how long it's been? Jesus Christ. And I'm sweating. Oh my God. When I talk, I'm very vocal. Like, What? I'm Vobal? What is Vobal? Hey Siri, I got an Android. What am I talking about?